The entire team at Emsolation want to acknowledge that we are gathered on the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people. We want to recognise that we are recording and telling our stories on the stolen land of our country's first storytellers. We wish to pay our respects to all Wurundjeri elders and ancestors, and to extend that respect to any First Nations peoples who listen to Emsolation. We recognise Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people's continued connection to the land and waters of this country, and acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded. Always was, always will be.
You're about to hear an episode of The Marriage Diaries, an exclusive series created by Em and her husband Scott for our premium service, Emsolation Extra. There's never been a better time to join our extra family. You can sign up for less than $2 a week on a yearly plan, and you'll get 2 bonus episodes a week delivered to you in an exclusive feed via your favourite podcast app, Instagram close friends access, 20% off our merch, pre-sale ticket access, and so much more. You can sign up now at emsolation.supercast.com.
Extra.
It's Emsolation Extra.
Scott Barrow, welcome back to Emsolation Extra.
Thanks.
That's all going up. That's what the people pay for.
Mm-hmm.
Just the
I don't know.
it's just the bonus content. You're back to, it's like, you know how you see me watching the Real Housewives of whatever, and then they have a reunion.
Whatever.
Well, there's so many franchises. Also, at the end of Drag Race, sometimes they have a cast reunion where everybody's watched the season and then they come back and they discuss how they're feeling about the things they saw. Well, this is our reunion special. Andy Cohen's not here, though, to mediate, so we have to behave. Andy Cohen's the immaculate gay man that sits in between the housewives.
Yeah, I've seen him once.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he controls like the ringmaster of all the women.
He's a bit of an alpha sort of looking guy, that guy.
Yeah, I was
Grey hair, but quite muscular and that. Yeah,
but
I know
gay.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, right.
I was shocked to find out Andy Cohen was gay. Truly. I didn't know.
You know, it doesn't give off that stereotypical vibes.
I love it. I love him. So what we're going to do is we had some of our Emsolation Extra, they had follow-up questions, the extra people. I haven't given them a collective noun. I haven't given them a group name yet.
Yeah, I know. That's important.
But so I've got you back in here, and a lot of people wanted to know about, before we get to this.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen my Instagram yet today, Scott Barrow has our entire relationship. He doesn't have transitional clothes, right? This guy will get home from his day out in his denim jeans, his runners, his jumper, and then there's a coat over the top, and he'll just stay in that gear until bed.
Ever ready.
Sometimes you hop into bed nude with just the jacket on.
What?
I've seen you've walked around nude with that mustard cord jacket on.
That's because I'm playing up to the audience.
Me?
Yeah, pretty much. Because I know it's going to get you every time.
Our whole relationship, I watch him sit on the couch in his outside jeans and his outside coat.
I won't do that if I say I'm dirty, like as in live, you know.
No,
dirt.
but
I won't bring dirty.
No, but if you've been out for the day, living your life, you don't come home and transition.
Depends.
You relax in denim.
Yeah, I can relax in. That's right. Yep.
And I walk around, I say to you,
it's like Charlie goes, you got to brush that fly off your face. Like,
oh yeah,
not annoy me too much. So
Scott
I won't.
Can sit.
I can.
With flies on his body.
Yeah. So you know how you're the sensitivity queen. I'm the sort of like the opposite, like a rhino skin.
You just sit there. I can feel if a fly.
Just let him be.
I can feel if a fly is thinking about landing on me. I'll look over and Scott will have 10 on his back.
Yeah. Wade, my mate from who used to play baseball, he said the same thing. He's like you're like a friggin' horse.
You are.
Just let them hang there. If they're not annoying me too much, yeah.
So I walk around and I say, Scott, you want to take your jeans off? Take your jeans off.
Oh, do you ever?
Take what? I'm relentless, aren't I?
You are projecting your discomfort onto me.
But I'm
fine. I'm fine. No, you're not fine.
I have grown up being, like the mood monitor and the settler.
That. So that's like a early warning thing. Yeah. So you minimise that and minimise the chance of other things spilling out. I get it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't happen with me, that part. But then you create a different one.
Anyway, I was inundated from followers saying, my husband does the same thing.
It's just like ever ready in case we need to spring to action.
Is it though?
No.
Why don't you have...
Because it doesn't worry me. There's times when you feel grotty and dirty and you want to change and get showered. There's times when it's all right. It's okay.
Okay.
Like those jeans, I got a bit of stretch in them, right?
Yeah.
And you gave me that jacket.
I did.
It's very comfortable. It's
Yeah.
very comforting.
The one you get around nude in sometimes.
Oh, I don't remember that, but so it's good. It was comfortable.
Okay, let's get into the questions.
Hey, just one thing.
Mm-hmm.
How many times do you reckon in your career, how many times do you reckon you've mentioned me publicly? Just say 100, 1,000, 20, roughly.
I go through phases. Yeah, give me snacky poo. Ben's bought the little
Thanks,
babies snackies. Yeah, just,
Thanks, mate.
Straight boys do need sustenance. We go through phases. I think there was a period where I didn't talk about you at all. Probably, like I reckon the last couple of years I've barely mentioned you on the podcast.
But just total career.
I don't know
total
why.
mentions. I don't know.
I don't know, 50%
50
of my content. I don't know.
50%.
I don't know. Sometimes you're not on my Instagram for months and months. Why? Why are you asking this question?
Well,
a lot.
What percentage of those are positive mentions, neutral mentions, negative mentions?
Rarely negative, often more like bemused observations, looking for solidarity when I know other women are going to feel seen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
benign stuff.
Okay.
But I've never like ripped you and said, what a C-bomb. Like, I don't do that. Why?
No, that's cool.
But most of the time
I was just wondering the context that I've been presented in.
I think the context is you're very relaxed and laid back and maybe in a bit of a constant state of what the fuck is going on.
No, that's not. Well, not
I know.
that.
I think that might be what people
Probably a
perceive.
step on from that. But
Yeah,
anyway.
from you and I. I think a slow burner. I think that probably comes across, which is true. I don't know. I just think you're like this hot straight dude with the nice jaw that, I don't know.
Yeah, and remember I asked you that other episode, I asked you to describe me. You know, like what's the best things about me? And you just
Your bum.
no,
Your jaw.
no about me
You're
as a
trustworthy.
human. As a human, no, you just go.
Well,
It's just the vibe, Your Honour.
Yeah.
It's just Marbo. It's the vibe.
The thing about us is
That was it. That was the best you could come up with.
No, you said to me you were complaining that I don't run decisions by you, right? And then I pointed out to you I actually do run decisions by you in my way. I don't do it in a conventional way, but if I'm having a big life tussle that involves a hectic decision, I know that you're someone I can go to who will go through it step by step. So you're very, like, for me, you're sensible, you got a good moral compass, you slow things down for me, but you also have an intimate knowledge of what I might be going through internally. So I think, I don't know how to describe that. I don't know how to put that in conventional terms.
Yeah, okay.
But you're like you're the person I go to first when I know that I need some grounding and some good do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you're also rarely on my side. So I think
So you're neutral. Well, at least I can trust him.
well, I've got you and Michael, the devil's advocate queens. Now, Em, just to play devil's advocate. Oh, to be fair, Michael Lucas famously, anytime I'm in a conflict or I'm having an issue, he'll be like, "Now look,
Yin-yang.
to be fair, I can see the other side." I'm like, "Of course you fucking can." Sometimes I just want you or Michael to be like, "Oh, that monster, let me take them down."
Yeah, because it's like sometimes you want someone to go to the forward edge with
Yeah.
you, but then sometimes you need someone
Pull you back from the edge.
or want to go to the backward edge
Yeah.
and then balance that way.
I don't know. I don't think people know the depth of the complications of our relationship. I think people think it's funner and easier than it is. And I think I work very hard to make sure people know that our relationship is hard work and tough because most people's are. A lot, actually. That was the overwhelming response from the first round we did of this. Thank you for making me feel like my marriage isn't a dumpster fire.
Right. It's sort of normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And the longer you're together, the harder it is to make it good. And you can so easily let it go off the rails in terms of you just start living separate lives. And we have been guilty of that we have phases like all relationships do, but you can get to a point when you've been together so long that you don't break up because it's too hard and, this is what I know. So you just kind of, live like side-by-side lives. It happens.
That reminds me of one of those questions that you ran past me because I reckon that sort of connects into that. But
shall we transition to the questions?
yeah, sure.
Okay, great. I'll do another harp. First question is from Kirsty. Kirsty asks, in the earlier pod, Em asked Scott to be more vulnerable with her. I was just wondering whether that has actually happened. Be like reach in, be brutally honest, be real.
Yeah, a tiny little bit. A couple of times.
Mm.
Not a lot.
What do you want to speak to about that? I feel like you had more to say on this topic. You like this question.
Yeah, I can't remember now.
Do you need to have a little snacky poos?
No, I'm fine.
Do you want me to pause the recording so you can have a little
No,
snack?
no.
Do you want to have a little bite? Just
No.
have a little bite.
No.
I'm Italian.
Are you doing this?
Can you have a
Are
bite?
you doing the same thing as the clothes last night?
Are you sure you're doing a little sniggle, a little slither?
No, I think that'd be worse.
Okay. See, I would just be hyperfixating that I'm hungry and the food's right next to me.
I can smell it.
Oh, my God, eat it.
No, but I'm okay.
Can I have a look at it? Is it a tiny little thing? Just let me see it.
It's just a little.
Just open it up.
Like a.
Just let me see.
Oh God.
Have a little look. Let me, little schnook. Have a little bite.
Oh.
Have a little bite. Go on.
All right. Now, not much. A little bit.
How did you feel after you listened to it? Like, how did you feel about? Do you feel like things changed?
Yes. Between us. Yes, definitely. For a little while. Yeah, it was different. So it's almost like talking about it was helpful rather than actually resolving anything. Do you know what I mean?
And in a safe space where we know we're being monitored and recorded.
Yeah. On a better behaviour.
So maybe all therapy moving forward, there should be hectic lights, James sitting in on it, my poor videographer in the corner like the referee, mics, we can hear ourselves.
On big screens at the MCG.
What's stopping you from being vulnerable? I never see you being vulnerable, I'll be honest.
What's stopping me? I don't know.
Do you think it's just that dude, male, cis
Probably.
conditioning?
Probably.
Would it be fair to say you feel like there isn't space for you to be vulnerable because all my vulnerabilities take all the oxygen out of the room?
Yeah, or maybe how you react to my vulnerability or honesty. Yeah, so.
Oh, you slipped that in there with a little sucker punch. I
I
heard that.
I don't know. I was trying to.
I heard it. Go on.
What?
Don't think you're getting away with that.
I don't know what
I'll reenact that. Yeah, perhaps, how you react to my vulnerability, honesty.
No, well, it's like, that's in the same flavour, isn't it? Honesty and vulnerability are very similar.
When are you vulnerable?
I don't know.
Ever?
Probably not much.
Can you feel how uncomfortable you are talking about vulnerability?
Yeah, I haven't got much to say. It's a bit like when I asked you to say about me, like there's not much to say.
Oh.
No, what I'm saying is that, I haven't got much there.
But do you think it's there but you don't know how to access it?
I'm not practiced at accessing it, speaking it.
Are you scared of what will happen if you're vulnerable?
No.
Have you ever been taught?
Oh, maybe initially apprehensive, but not scared.
Do you think that's why you were drawn to me, because I live in that state?
No, that's not. No, the thing that jumps out is the energy, the vivacity, the doing things, action, energy. That's what I like.
I think it's fair to say, and I'll cop to this absolutely, that you don't feel safe in expressing certain things because you're not confident that I'll be able to handle it because I have the rejection sensitivity issues, because I'm sensitive in general. And also I have that.
Sometimes
I also have that justice, that trigger of right and wrong. And if I think something you're saying or doing in my mind is genuinely wrong, I find it very hard to let you have that space.
Yeah. So you bring in your stuff onto it when I'm trying to sort of bring out my stuff. Yeah. So there's a bit of that for sure.
And I can see that it's almost like it's a shyness or a fear of you stepping into a space of owning how you're feeling. Even if it's a negative, uncomfortable feeling, I can see you wavering because you don't feel confident in having a place to land with it.
Yes. And I do remember times when I have tried to be honest with how our relationship is, and I'll say something that I feel is honest and about me and my experience, and I'll see you, and then I'll observe you in the next day or two, and then you're like
retreated.
Yeah, it's sort of it's become your thing, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the other day.
Okay, we're giving specific examples.
No,
no, do it.
No.
I'm all for it. I got nothing to hide.
When the other day, when it was, I said, I feel like our relationship. What did I say? It's
rubbish.
No, I didn't say rubbish. I said it's no good. And
so let's
that was,
let's
but
walk
then
back on this.
that rattled, like that was me, but then that became your own thing then too. So that's an example. I'm not trying to
No,
point
we
the
should
finger.
give that comment context because it's a hectic comment. We'd had a good few weeks and then you were flat and walking around just not yourself. And I'm hypersensitive to that stuff, as we talked about before. If somebody's not at their best,
You're on early warning detection.
Totally. And I could sense that. And so I said to you, and I asked you, just please tell me what's going on. And you said, you're feeling like a lot of 50-year-old blokes do. You're not really sure what's next and you're at this turning point in your life and you're a bit bored and our relationship's no good. And for me, because things had been better between us and because you and I had been working on things, and I felt like you'd punched me in the stomach because I was putting in extra effort when before that I'd kind of given up.
Mm.
And I felt, well, there's no point. I'm already exhausted from the working and the home stuff. And now I'm also trying to have date nights with you. And I realized I'd taken on the bulk of the responsibility of improving our relationship, which often happens in relationships. And you still didn't feel like, there'd been a change. And in that moment saying our relationship is no good, it was just like, Jesus, So do you wish you had said it another way, or was it a blanket statement, or did you just mean in general, or because I don't think our relationship is no good.
That's right.
I think the fact that we're still here nearly 23 years later would suggest it's got some pretty good bones.
Yeah. So this conversation is out of the idea of expressing vulnerability.
Yeah.
So I see that. And go, well, that's an example of what I was trying to say. That's what I remember. I'm not saying that's a totality.
Oh, it totally knocked me around. What you're remembering is correct.
But that I remember those type of situations.
Oh, right.
Where
And
I
that's
do
why
open up a little bit.
Got it.
And that was a feeling, because so you can listen to the words and go, boom,
But remember, the autistic person takes everything literally.
So that's right.
Yeah.
Or you can listen lots of different ways. And so another way
you
of
can't
listening,
listen a different way if you're neurodivergent.
Another way of listening would be to the feelings that are contained within it.
But my argument toward this is it's an adjustment for you having the knowledge that I am autistic and perhaps picking better language in the moment because you don't actually think our relationship is no good and it needs to be thrown out. I know you don't think that. 2 weeks later and I've recovered from it. But if something you say it's not the way I want it to be, it could be better. I wish it was smoother. There are just other things.
But when you're in a mood that you're picking up on, those words don't come out. So that's my part of the equation. So that's what communication is, isn't it? That given the attempt to give and take on both sides of the equation.
We're essentially communicating with two different languages. So you're communicating with the neurotypical language and I communicate with the neurodivergent language.
Yeah, but the bottom line is, when and you do it as well, when you're in a certain mood, that's sad or feeling whatever, then everything's bad.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean? So that was a version of that. So yeah, in hindsight now, if I was mindful enough to think, how do I best language this to come in with what I'm learning about Emmy now and how she hears information, I wouldn't have been in that mood in the first place, but I was deep in it. So that's what happens. You are not as conscious. So the important thing is here to be patient and forgiving and keep learning.
And anything you want to say about our relationship? Do you want to take this opportunity to reframe it?
I love being in a relationship with you. I'm glad to be in this relationship with you.
But it could be better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you know what? I realise have spent half of my life with you now, and your brand for me is stable. Right? You're the one of the few things in my life where when I order Scott Barrow on the menu, I know what I'm getting.
Yep.
And when
And then on the other hand,
hang on.
Scott, why are you vulnerable with me?
Wait, no, you're not letting me finish my sentence, please.
Sorry.
And then when you show signs that waver from that, when you are feeling wobbly and unstable and, like I panic. And it's just like, no, this isn't part of our deal. Our deal is you're the stable one, I'm the drunk hummingbird, and we work together for that reason. But I'm actually the stable, resilient one a lot of the time.
It's never one or the other.
No, but I think I don't give myself enough credit sometimes.
That's good. You should do that.
I think I am genuinely the glue that keeps everything going in our family. Like, I'll make sure you've got what you need, I am actually the stable one, but I think in my mind I allow the story to be you are. So if I remember that, I might be able to be more resilient with your fluctuating.
And I would propose that rather than going, is it her that's a stable one or me?
Both can be true at the same time.
Yeah. So different types of stability. At different situations, different qualities. So you got to see it a bit of nuance.
Yes, there is. And I also just need you a few times a day. If you can just remember to say to me, Scott, if you can just grab my arm.
You are strong,
oh my
stable.
God. The interrupting, honestly. I have ADHD. I wasn't finished.
Sorry.
I need you to look me in the eye, say all that stuff fine, and just say you're not in trouble. That's all I need. You're not in trouble. Because I wake up every day and I just have this weird kind of air of I'm about to get in trouble. I always feel like I'm about to get busted by my mum for doing something I shouldn't be doing. That feeling of dread.
You had a high imprintability.
What do you mean?
Like when
I think of that,
notion
I
of
think
imprinting.
Twilight and the Werewolves.
Your formative experience is really strong imprints.
I think that can be said of anyone.
Yeah.
Can't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was in trouble a lot.
Okay, well, maybe it's fair enough. Maybe you're not.
But sometimes I do look around and I'm like, oh, shit, I'm the adult here. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I forget that. Like, I just got myself a kebab in the middle of the day like a psycho the other day.
Outrageous. So mature.
Because I'm
so sovereign and autonomous.
I'm an adult. I was driving home and like, I really want a kebab, but it's not dinner time and we don't eat.
Not allowed to.
And I just pulled in and I was looking around going,
who's going to bust me?
What are you doing, you loose woman with no morals? And I walked in and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have a kebab, a mixed kebab, no onion with tabbouleh and extra cheese, please. And they just made it for me and gave it to me.
They didn't even check
your
ask
ID. For my license. No.
That's right. Your passport, blood type.
I genuinely felt wild buying myself a kebab in the middle of the day the other day.
Did you enjoy it? Were you able to enjoy it?
No, because I
still had it.
No, I was driving home and it was too hot, but I was so hungry. And the thing.
That's shocking.
I know.
That's one of the worst first world challenges.
Have we answered any of the questions yet?
No, only one.
Okay, that's all right. This is from Jen. It would be great to hear about the similarities and differences in your parenting styles and the parenting load you each take on. Do you ever clash when it comes to raising your kids? Is there a fun parent and a rules parent? Okay.
Parenting styles.
Let's start with that.
We were subjected to.
What are the similarities in our parenting styles?
We like our kids to explore. We want them to act on their intuition and their gut and their passion and we sort of tend to go, well, how do we make it work as opposed to prematurely sort of shutting down that possibility? Passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, passion.
Yeah, I would agree with you. What would you say are our differences?
Yeah, I think this maybe came in later when you read the list to me before. I don't know how to say this without it being a judgment because it's not so descriptive.
Just say it, bro.
So your threshold for uncertainty is much lower than mine. All right, so you're much more you take control of more things and oftentimes that's great and you're a bit more concerned and anxious and you're much more actively hands-on co-contributor to the kids' development. And also in contrast to you, I deliberately take a stance that's a little bit, whereas I'm more, I'm interested in seeing how much they can do without me, but I'll always be there and I'm happy to be involved. But I believe that they're quite capable and some hiccups along the way or some failures along the way are okay. And actually I want that to happen for them. Does that, I'm trying to say that in a non-judgmental way.
The fear in this man's eyes. I can hear your anus like pursed.
No, it's good. It's lovely and soft.
Oh my gosh. Is there a rules parent and a fun parent?
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just say on the count of 3 which parent we think we are. All right? So
Okay.
if you think you're the fun
Rules-
parent or the rules
I
parent.
don't.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
gonna-
Let's say which parent you think you are.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
None.
Fun.
I'm neither. You're fun. You're definitely more spontaneous and fun. You create more fun. Absolutely. But I'm.
People will be shocked, by the way. You're the rules parent. You are the rules parent.
Am I?
Absolutely.
What sort of rules are you talking about?
are the rules parent. But weirdly, our kids know to ask you if they want something controversial. So,
Yeah, because I'm soft.
yeah.
So what sort of rules are you talking about?
Well, your rules are like if you don't do the thing you think they should do,
Oh yeah, I get
You're
a bit black.
fucking-
I get black,
you're
and
black
white
and
like
white.
that. Yeah.
there's no
yeah.
discussion. There's
Yeah.
no,
Yep.
you're a bit dictatory, Trumpy.
Yeah, because the narrative in my mind is like, no, you've had a good run, but there's a line. There's a line that right. So you can I'm quite flexible here, but there's a line. But what I need to be is probably more communicate the fact
Correct.
that there's a
Yeah.
you're here.
The problem is all of a sudden there's a
Yeah.
fucking line.
There's nothing,
and
and then
there's no
line.
crescendo
Yeah.
to the line. All of a sudden Scotch is
That's
like,
right.
nah.
And there's a difference in our styles. You are not as comfortable saying no. You do say no, and you will say no. I'm completely comfortable saying no.
You love saying no.
I'll say no to them. And what I tell myself is, in part,
I feel like sometimes you say no because you really can't be fucked doing the thing they want you to do.
no, that's no, no, that's not true. No, I'm talking about the no. I'm comfortable saying no because I believe it's not going to rattle their sense of existence.
Yeah.
I believe that their self-esteem is still strong and intact. And I feel like, in my mind, I'm comfortable with the ratio of saying yes to no. And I feel like I give a lot of other things. So I'm comfortable saying no. That's what I tell myself. Of course, that could be challenged and that could develop and be better. But yeah.
I want to challenge you in that I think you give Elio more than the girls. I genuinely think.
Yeah, well, it's natural because he's 4 years old.
But I
so
also
he
think
needs
it's
more
a gendered thing.
I
I genuinely do.
No, it's not. I do find it hard to engage with the girls.
And talk about this because a lot of dads do.
No, I do.
Yeah.
I want,
You
I
want to.
really want to, but I just, and I'm not like you where you can think of a million possibilities. I think about, what could I do with them that's really cool? I just don't have ideas.
But even just to sit and chat, because dads and daughters it's a tricky one, especially with your girls, 16 and 21. And they love you, and you're a great dad, and they know you're there
but
for
there's
them.
that missing.
You don't have the intimate knowledge of their lives.
Yeah, because I don't have those sort of. I don't.
But I really want that for you three. Like I desperately because it kind of shapes the way they relate to men for the rest of their life, their relationship with you.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of.
And it's never not been important to me. Never, ever, ever. Like it's
I feel
always.
like you've got analysis paralysis on it.
Well,
Well, you don't know where to
No.
start. It's like there's a big elephant in front of you and you don't know how to eat it. Is that fair?
I just haven't been able to get things going with them to my satisfaction. And to theirs.
But have you tried?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Are
But-
you resilient in the efforts? Like if
Well,
they
I think
say
I've run out of
no,
ideas. I run out of ideas.
because we do have one particular child that I believe has oppositional defiance disorder who she just says no even though she might want to do it.
Which one's that?
And I think that you get a no, and when I get a no, I hear, that's just my first offer. When you get a no, you're out.
No, that's true. That's true. I get discouraged.
Yeah. My point to you and to any dads is with teenage girls, they will keep testing you and they'll keep pushing you away. And you've got to keep just showing up back again with the smile, sit down with them, ask them who they hung out with, Ask them, who are their friends, ask them what they're enjoying, what music, find something. But it requires you, and I don't know if it's an ego thing or a rejection thing. I'm not. I'm just spitballing. You have to be resilient because you will get 20 no's before they'll soften towards the idea.
Mm.
And I think...
Well, Chella's changed a little bit lately.
Yeah. She's enjoying you more now.
Yeah, it's like,
because you're a fucking hilarious unit.
No, but also she's more open towards me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She is.
That's really good. Like it's made easier from my point of view.
For sure.
And I'm not saying it was up to her, but yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, little things to do, things to share.
That's okay. I just think it's good for families to hear that dads struggle with teenage daughters sometimes. But I just see you and Elio, you do the bro stuff. And like we are definitely,
Sort of.
Elio barely knows his gender. We are so, he has unicorn shoes, he watches ponies, he watches Siren Head, he does trucks, he does dress ups. He wears nail polish. I think you and I have been really good in that. We just let him be. And we don't let him rail him into anything yet, you know? So I think that's been great. But and you're also a better dad and you're an older dad because you've had more experience. But I would love to see you lean all the way in with your girls with resilience.
And I'm thinking I could use your creative mind for ideas.
So you just putting that mental
No,
load
not mental load. Creative load. Creative. It's inspiring.
I'm sick of your loads, to be honest. I don't know.
Next question. But I'm just thinking of the viewers.
The viewers?
The listeners.
They love this. They love this shit.
It's